Hi everyone, and welcome to Mythical Science today. My name is Miss Kate, and today we are doing Jack and the Beanstalks. We need all the materials in order to plant some beans. So the first thing is just a fun little castle, because the castle in Jack and the Beanstalk grew in the clouds. So you can find this castle printable on our website, walrussealy.org, and I'll post it in the comments. And you'll need these cotton balls for some light fluffy clouds, and I glued them right on there ahead of time so you guys didn't have to watch me glue. And then I just taped it to the back of the popsicle stick, and it's easy peasy, and you're going to stick it right in at the end. We'll go over that in a minute. The next thing you'll need is a container to plant your beans in. I'm reusing this styrofoam cup here, and I colored some little green vines all over it to make it look better than just a white cup. And then you're going to need an adult to poke some holes in it. These are called drainage holes. When you plant something, it needs to have these so that the water can go through it, so that the roots don't get too wet. While roots do need water to grow, when you overwater them, it's worse than underwatering them. And lastly, the thing you will need, other than, of course, your bean seeds, is some potting soil and something to work it with. I'm using my zoo pal again. If you don't have the materials for this project, please reach out to the library. We do have kits available for this program that you can pick up with us, and you can do this craft at home. Now, originally, before we kind of had to move everything to a virtual platform, this program was intended to be a Master Gardener's program, and they were going to come and teach us all about plants and about seeds. But unfortunately, we kind of had to change course, but they were so kind, and they sent us this book right this very minute, and I just wanted to take a second and read it with all of you before we get started. All right? Ready? Here we go. Right this very minute, a Table to Farm book about food and farming. What's that you say? You're hungry for breakfast? Right this very minute? Well, then you need a farmer. You have the stories of so many right here on your table. Right this very minute, in a citrus grove, a grower tests the oranges for ripeness. When the fruit is ready for harvesting, the crew will pick the oranges, which will be squeezed into juice for you to drink in the morning. Right this very minute, in a new field on a wheat farm, a farmer drills furrows the perfect depth for seeds. Your pancakes are made with wheat that was grown, harvested, and then ground into flour. Right this very minute, in a sugar bush filled with maple trees, a sugar maple maker replaces the old collection of buckets with a new tubing system to carry the maple sap to the storage tank. The sap will be boiled down in evaporators until it becomes thick and sweet like maple syrup, which you poured onto your pancakes. What's that you say? You want a snack? Right this very minute? Well, then you need a farmer. You have the knowledge of so many right there in your hands. Right this very minute, as the sun sets on the cranberry marsh, a grower starts protecting the crop from frost. The grower will be up all night checking the sprinklers that keep the plants from freezing, also that the cranberries can become part of your trail mix. Right this very minute, on a southern farm, a peanut farmer installs soil sensors to make sure that the fields aren't too wet or too dry. The sensors help the farmer decide when and how much to water these very sensitive plants. What's that you say? It's time for lunch right this very minute? Well, you have the hard work of so many right there in your lunchbox. Right this very minute, a dairy farmer tends to the cows. The cheese in your sandwich is made from milk from these cows that must be milked at least twice a day, whether it's a weekend, a Saturday, a birthday, or a holiday. Right this very minute, a farmer tills and tests the soil for nutrients to make sure it's healthy before planting seeds that will grow into long and crunchy carrots. Right this very minute, an apple grower is working with a beekeeper to bring beehives into the orchard. Hundreds of thousands of honeybees will pollinate the pale pink blossoms helping each tree grow, and many bushels of apples will grow for you to enjoy. What's that you say? You're ready for dinner right this very minute? Well, then you need a farmer. You will have the pride of so many right here on your plate. Right this very minute, a cattle rancher moves the wide pasture to graze, and she cares for the cows and welcomes the new calves into the world. Right this very minute, a farmer plans to crop a rotation schedule to keep the soil healthy and grow more of the very best vegetables, like the potatoes that you topped with broccoli and with cheese. Right this very minute, some farmers prepare to produce delivery for the grocery stores, and others box it up to sell at local farmers markets. Before the lettuce and the tomatoes ever get tossed in a salad or put on top of a hamburger, they must travel from the farm to hungry customers. What's that you say? You'd like dessert right this very minute? Then you need a farmer, and sometimes a whole farming family. You have the dedication of so many right there on your fork. Right this very minute, a grower checks the weather forecast in a family-owned strawberry patch while workers help hundreds of visitors pick their very own strawberries. Right this very minute, a family checks on their backyard coop to make sure that the chickens have enough feed and fresh water. They collect the eggs that made the foods into the shortcake that's in your bowl. What's that you say? You want to grow your own food right this very minute? Well, then you need to think like a farmer. You can help plant a garden right here in your very own community. Right this very minute, you and your friends, family, and neighbors can work together to choose which crops to grow in your gardens. In a few months, you will enjoy healthy snacks and meals made with the fruits and vegetables that you harvested yourselves. Every single day of every year, farmers tend to their crops and care for their animals. And they work hard to feed their families and yours. So next time you eat breakfast, a snack, lunch, dinner, or dessert, remember that somewhere right this very minute, there's a farmer to think that your food is delicious. And someday, if you decide to be a farmer right this very minute, you'll need to be a part. You will be doing your part to feed the world too. The end. Alrighty, so let's get down to it. Let's plant some beans. So ready? I'm gonna bring you down here a little bit. Ready? So it's really easy. The first thing we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to take our cup and our potting soil. And you're gonna go ahead. Well, actually, the first step is doing your castle. So do that first and then do the beans. So we are going to scoop some dirt into our cup here. And you're going to need to fill it almost to the top. Alrighty, here we go. And I have a little bit more than we're going to do, but we're going to put some more dirt in there in just a second. Now ready, we're going to get our bean seed ready. We're going to take it out of the package. This is what they look like. We're just going to need one. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your finger and you're going to make a nice hole in there. And you're going to take your little seedling and you're just going to plop them down in the hole, nice and gentle. And then we're just going to add just a little bit more dirt onto the top of him. Just like that. Perfect. Now all you need to do is on the edge of your cup, take your popsicle stick and stick it in there. And you have planted bean. And it will grow as long as you water it. So what you need to do now that you have planted your bean is you will need to put it in a nice spot where it's going to get lots of sun, and you're going to need to water it every single day. Now before you water it, this soil is loose because we just put it in here. So make sure that you put a plate underneath it, because remember, there's holes in the bottom. Because the soil is loose right now, it's going to fall right through. So put a plate underneath it before you water it. Alrighty, everyone, that is our mythical science for today. Thank you all so much for joining me. I had so much fun hanging out with you, and I will see you all again next Tuesday. Bye-bye.